Okay, 5 o'clock, we'll call our January 15th meeting to order. And Nathan, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. Okay, we will start with approval of the minutes from our last meeting.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Logan and a second by Gary. Any discussion? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. We'll take a minute or so to take a look at the vouchers, see if there's any questions for Tiffany on those. Tiffany, are we doing the payroll and bills separate from the claims list?
Yes,
And that claims list is it, you're looking for approval on that or just observing it, looking at it?
the claims list, yeah, I would like approval on.
So that'll be 2 motions coming up here.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll and bills in the amount of $200,102.13.
Okay, we have a motion by Nathan,
Second.
second by Logan. Any,
The payroll and bills includes the claims list, so that,
it does include that.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for qualifying that. Okay, with a motion and a second, any further discussion? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. And there's no correspondence, so we'll go to old business and Tiffany has printed out the resolution establishing an administrative policy. We did review it last meeting. And so basically what we're looking for is a signature and a date from each town board member.
and I did print a copy with a signature page on top. So it's just it's the final it's the final wording with the changes that were requested at the last meeting.
Okay. So we wouldn't really need a motion or anything on that. That's just an action.
Correct. The motion to approve it has already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I guess I'll let you take a look to make sure that those changes were made.
Yeah.
They were in section 9.1.
Yeah, 9.1 was the recording one.
Yeah.
That was the one that had the most discussion. That was one other change.
Yeah, there was one.
There was a second change. Where did we? you remember?
I don't have my marked up version in front of me, so
I know it was a minor one, but
So in the minutes from last meeting, it said also discussion regarding voting, data privacy and public notices. But
There was discussion. I don't think there was actually a change that
just
was,
other than the recording one.
yeah, so.
Okay.
Yep, so made motion by Jenke to approve the administration policy pending changes to section 9.1 and have each board member supervisor sign the policy. Second by Bart. So yeah, looks like 9.1 was the only change.
Okay, so with the signatures on that form, then everyone can take their policies home. Is that what you're anticipating? Thank you.
So
So she's got,
that's around one.
Yep. so
right, just stating that we read it and today's date, signature. Thanks, Tiffany, for doing that. I'll just take us 1:15:26. Okay, then the next item, I'll just give a second here. We'll sign the vouchers at the same time. Hang in. Okay, then our next item. Well, you guys need another second? Okay. Next item for discussion is the legal RFP. And I know this has been a discussion many times. There's obviously a cost to it, but did we make a decision as to who and how we want to do it?
Well, Nathan wanted some time to kind of do some research on it, and I don't know where Gary was sitting, but that's why it kind of got tabled, is they wanted to kind of understand the process before casting an opinion.
What I'm thinking now is, would it be appropriate to table it again since we're waiting till Tony's here to do our reorganizational for our first meeting in February, and we can make a decision then? I talked with 7 different townships about their legal services and how they procured them. And then I had a pretty long conversation with Christina Antone as well about the process and what that would look like for us. So I'm waiting to hear from a couple more townships, and then if the board desires, Christina said she'd be willing to come in and explain the process at some point, if that was something we wanted to do. But I thought that it would be more appropriate to wait for our reorganizational meeting when everyone's here for us to address this.
I think that's a good decision. All right, unless there's someone else that opposes that idea.
I can support that idea.
Okay. I don't think we need a motion on that. That's just a suggestion.
So when's the reorganization gonna happen?
First meeting in February,
Okay.
so our next meeting. And so new business, we have Missy here from Arrowhead Insurance. What do you have to tell us this year?
Not a lot of changes. For those who don't know, I'm Missy with Arrowhead Waller Insurance and Esko. The changes for the upcoming year are beginning in 2027, which I know we're not there yet, but just before we get there, the members will be subject to a $5,000 deductible if they do not conduct annual employee cybersecurity training. So that's something that we need to make sure that is done, or you don't care if you have the $5,000 deductible, whichever you prefer. They're adding some coverages, for electric vehicle charging stations. I don't believe that we have any in the township, so I don't think that applies to us, but if we do, add any. They are increasing our current med pay from $2,500 per claimant and $10,000 per occurrence to $5,000 per claimant and $20,000 per occurrence. That's automatic for this year with policy changes. That's about it for changes that actually really reflect on our township. For coverages or for premiums, the overall average rate decrease for 2026 will be 2%. Doesn't necessarily mean we'll see that, just because there's different variables that go into it. But there's roughly a 5% decrease for property, 10% increase for auto physical damage, which tracks with auto insurance industry. 4% increase for excess liability. And again, it's not necessarily you're going to see those because there's different changes in exposures such as property values, auto employee counts, those type of things that do go into it. The work comp is looking at a decrease for about 25%. Again, you won't necessarily see a 25% decrease because there is different experience ratings depending on employees, payroll class, et cetera. The major thing is that the trustees have decided to wait until June of 26 to make decisions about whether to return program dividends. Or normally this time of year, we already have the return of dividends. They are waiting for the fiscal year ending in 2025. The change aligns with trust's recent transition to a calendar year fiscal schedule and allows for a more accurate assessment of financial performance across the full fiscal period rather than they did it as before. So we don't have a dividend yet for that reason. That's about it. Anyone have any questions? All right, well, thanks again for the continued business. Definitely appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for coming in. Okay. And we'll pick up more of that next meeting. Okay, we have the Abdu audit agreement, and I'm gonna ask Tiffany to speak on that.
Yeah, so Abdu sent the agreement that I provided here and, just for this year's audit, and they're just basically looking for approval. They did send me an e-sign document, so I can, if with your approval, I can go ahead and just submit that right away. But it looks pretty standard for completing the audit this year.
And we've been using Abdu now for a few years, and they've done a very good job for us. The good thing about having Abdu is they kind of know what we're about, our expenses, the nature of our business, so. And is there a timeline on acceptance?
Yeah, the sooner the better because they would like to get started on the audit, so.
So do you need a couple minutes to look it over a little bit more? I know I'm okay with working
Yeah, and this will be our what, third or fourth of it?
at least,
I'm good, so. Yeah,
yeah.
and they're already, like you said, they're already familiar with it, so.
Yes.
They're bound by ethics and sorts of laws, so.
So having heard all of that, what kind of a motion are you gonna make?
I'll make a motion to accept Abdu's proposal for the audit.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Logan and a second by Nathan. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is basically just tell you what's going on. 2026 Local Board of Appeals and Equalization. That comes every year. It'll be April 6th this year at 10 a.m. And we've got some information to bring home and study for the Board of Equalization. Do we need, this is a form here. This is notice. This is
just the notice that we can post. I just wanted to make sure that date will work because if we need to make any changes, we need to request changes by February 3rd.
all right. We'll take a look here.
And the training is good for 3 years?
Yep, and everybody's current on their training.
So April 4th is a Friday?
April 6th.
April
Oh,
4th
excuse
is Saturday.
me. Yes,
Monday.
I was looking at the 4th. 4/6 is Monday, the first Monday in April. Anybody have an objection at this time?
That is the day after Easter. I don't know if anyone was gonna be traveling for Easter, but
Oh, that's a thought, but
I know I'm not, so
I might
that'll be fine.
I'm not.
But I'll
when
skip,
all we need is a quorum. So 3 of us already are gonna be here.
I'll skip class.
I suspect I will be here. I can't see why I wouldn't.
Okay. You want this just as, yeah, info?
What's that?
You want just informational on that?
Yeah.
Okay. That is done. All right. So having conquered our new business, we'll go on to personnel reports. Let's see who's in the. We'll go with Nate Oleg and Will.
Yep, I have Will with me. He spent all summer here at Randall Avenue, so figured I'd actually bring him to a meeting too, so. He's done a lot of work with me in Thomson over the years now, so. So I have a couple things here. One of them actually is related to Randall. Back when we were first going to take out financing on that, because the township took out a loan, I gave Beth a budgetary number, I think of 53,000 is what she could expect for engineering services, and then we ended up giving you task order 3, which was for 25,000, thinking it's, I'm already gonna be here. There's a lot of work that I'm already doing, so it should be pretty easy. But after the season was done, we had ended up spending about 42,000. So I have in front of you guys task order 3A, which would be a revision to that original one, asking for more, I guess 25,000 more dollars to close that project out. And just everybody was involved during the project, but we did a lot of ordinance reviews and reviews of where the sewers laterals were. We had a lot of homeowner communications, so just above and beyond what just the normal construction management side of things. So I guess I would request if you guys would authorize task order 3A to, I guess, to take care of the rest of the engineering set services.
So what's left for engineering services?
Just be being there to inspect this spring during paving, and then all the project close out with Vite, all the final paperwork. So not a whole lot's left. Just mostly paperwork, probably a construction meeting to kick off before the season, and then any after paving site reviews. So not a whole lot's left. So that's where I figured we just did hourly, but I gave you a number and we overshot it. So I've given you a number here, hopefully that we shouldn't overshoot.
So you're looking for another 50,000,
Another 25 to get.
25,000, original amount, okay, anticipated amount, all right,
Yep.
25,000.
So would we approve up to, or are we setting a fixed number?
We just did hourly rates on this one,
Okay.
so it'd be up to, and yeah.
Okay, good
So-
question, Nathan. Any other questions for Nate on this?
How do you avoid this going forward?
So Thompson's kind of unique because usually when we scope a project, we'd scope it where we know we do everything from the start and give you firm numbers up front. And so we ended up taking over this project after it was bid from the former township engineer. So I had the number in mind that I thought it would be, and we just wanted to make it as economical for you as we could. But we were kind of forging in new paths, trying to develop policy even on how to handle interconnected services while the township was going and actually addressing those issues. So it just ended up being more than I thought it would be outside of a normal construction project. So moving forward, I wouldn't see this being an issue, just because I would be able to scope it all out front and anticipate all of those and, have everything up front for you guys to be able to make decisions. So this one is a very unique situation. I mean, they bid it and we took over construction as we were handing off services. So it,
Okay.
we didn't even, fully, I didn't get any input on the front end as to how we were going to do it. I would have done it a bit differently.
Okay, thank you.
Good explanation. Okay, is there a motion to this effect?
I'll make the motion
And
for
reiterate your motion, please.
the additional 25,000. Bollig.
I would second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Logan and a second by Gary. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Anything else, Mr. Nate?
Yeah, so we met today talking about in the funding calendar, we're moving towards the Public Finance Authority, PFA. And in the past, we had looked at, and that's for water and sewer projects. And we had looked at the extension to I-35 as one of the potential things to put on the list. And I guess we have that, but we were just thinking of, we have more information. We've done more in the township now. And we were considering the worst roads in town. Should we look at addressing the utilities under those? So according to our drive-through appraisal of the situation, and then actually Joe's from before, Ridge Road was the worst one, worst rated road. So, and I wanted to go look at the sewer utilities under there, the conditions of those, and if they're in need of rehab, I would ask that we could put that on the project priority list for the state for potential sewer funding. And if you did get it, it wouldn't necessarily be grants, but it would be low interest loans that you could qualify for. And then you'd be able to address any roads affected by, reconstruction of the sewer.
I can't remember. When was the last time Ridge Sewer was inspected?
That I didn't look at before the meeting here. We were just talking about it and I walked out of that meeting to come here. So, but Ridge was the first one I thought about just because it's the worst road. So if we were going to address roads, we definitely need to address any sewer deficiencies while we're doing it.
So did you evaluate 100% of the roadway?
We've evaluated all of the roads in the township as part of our needs assessment. So we have a condition. And then actually the engineer that preceded us had a more thorough. So we've got a couple different ones where we
You have confidence.
we have confidence that road was rated the worst one in town independently by 2 engineers.
It's
Josh is nodding his head too, so there you go.
So, so I guess the action for the board is if we want to keep an eye on funding and keeping projects on the horizon, it wouldn't by any means be funding that would just drop in your lap or decisions to be made now, but it's projecting out, trying to address issues and bring in any kind of funding that you can, even if it's low interest loans. So the decision to be made would just be giving me, authorization to add Ridge Road to the PPL project or PFA's project priority list if there's a need for the sewer to be rehabbed in there.
I think it makes sense. Any other comments?
I can't remember when the last time that was inspected or the condition of it, so.
I think it was five-ish years ago. I think that was done when we were doing other stuff.
Thought it was closer to like 2018. But I could be wrong.
It's 1969 sewer, so it's actually some of the first sewer as the township was starting to
Right.
expand.
So we would just be adding this to the PFA project priority?
We would be.
Okay,
Yep, that's basically telling the state, hey, we've got needs. And if it ranks high enough, then they'll come to you and there's a whole process to go get low interest loans to replace or rehab.
So what's the motion?
But that has to include sewer work?
The PPL list is for the sewer work.
It's just for Ridge Road then?
Hmm.
So the motion is just to add Ridge Road to the
PFA.
PA?
Is that,
Yeah. so-
yep, that's all we're looking for?
Yep.
Okay. So who made that motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize Bollig to add Ridge Road to the PFA
We have a
project
motion by,
priority list.
thank you. Motion by Nathan. And a second by
I can second that.
Gary. Any further discussion? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Anything else, Mr. Nate?
So in that same vein, I was just gonna take a look at like the three worst roads in town as something to bring to the board for consideration to put together with the Carlton County paving plan. Cause they're gonna get some pretty good bid prices on asphalt. So if you are ever gonna do road projects, it'd be in conjunction with big paving happening at the same time. So
Did you ever track down the soil boring results that we've had done over the years? We've had numerous soil borings done on different roads.
Sure.
That would probably be a great area to start with. That will give you the data.
are
Yeah, I
those
mean-
share drive?
I don't know what happened with it. Joe kind of put a lot of that stuff. I thought a lot of it was on Teams. But Leah
I'll take a look.
might, or if you want to call Joe and see what he maybe did with it. But yeah, we had a lot of roads board, so at least we would have kind of an idea what it would take to bring them up.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, whether it was a reclaim and pave or mill and overlay.
yeah, or a complete
Yeah.
reconstruction.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, I'll look into that, but yeah, I plan to bring that back to the board so that you guys can, make some decisions whether we want to pursue a project in conjunction with the county.
So it's not a decision you're looking for tonight?
Nope, I
Okay,
just an
just plant in
FYI.
the seed, okay?
Yep, and the other FYI I have for you is 2026 is the year that MS4 reporting requirements are, it's going live, so, and there's quite a bit more required for MS4 management than in the past. So I've got Thomas, one of the other engineers in my office, he's stormwater guy, so I have him starting to pull together a calendar. But there's gonna be a number of things that are gonna be required of the township, like public outreach, things like that, where we're gonna have to, have to do some amount of work as, to keep current with our MS4. And I'll bring those forward as opportunities forward as we have them, so. But your MS4 is it's a stormwater permit that by the state. And it's a mandate for the township to, and most big cities to manage stormwater within your municipal boundaries. So the town, we just passed the stormwater design standards and, things like that, that are really good for managing your stormwater. But we'll be taking a look as new information's coming out from MPCA on your MS4. So
Okay,
that's what we got.
information overload. Anything else? Will, did you have anything to say tonight?
Do not.
You don't get a turn, okay. Deputy Sheriff Rehnquist, what do you have for us?
For the month of December, there was 97 calls for service in Thomson Township, in which 81 of those I handled.
Oh, okay, thanks for the report. We'll take a look at that at another time. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, Kyle, what do you have for us?
We finished out the year at 280 calls for service. For Esko, which was down 82 runs from the year before, so we were actually down quite a bit. It was really, really nice. I believe that's about it.
Okay, thank you. Josh, you're up. What do you have?
The road crew's been, busy doing, in between plowing and stuff, we've been doing preventive maintenance on machinery. And, we were able to repair, we had a kind of incident with one of our road graders hitting a manhole. We were able to repair that. It took quite a bit, but didn't cost us anything other than labor. And, other than that, that's all I have.
which manhole? Which manhole?
A new one. One that, down on, West Riverside.
Hmm.
Kind of almost, kind of right in the middle. In a spot where that, I'm trying to think the house now, kind of a newer house they built there and it took a long time for them to build. The road's starting to settle there and it's not settling from any sewer work that was done there. It's settling in that manhole, stuck up.
Okay, thank you.
That was kind of in the beginning when the roads weren't
Yeah.
heaved up yet, with that big snow.
Sure.
It's always the manholes.
Leah, did you have anything for us?
Statements and getting everything reconciled. That's what we're starting at.
Okay. And we'll go to Mr. Barda.
Gary and I were able to meet with Bob Yorkel at Graphic Technologies, so we'll come with a report at our next meeting. I was at the school board meeting on Monday and then was able to attend the County Transportation Department Highway 6 meeting at the town hall last week.
Okay, Mr. Bonneville.
Yeah, I have nothing ready to report. I had the opportunity to be at the meeting for the county road improvements or changes. That was fascinating.
I wasn't calling it fascinating, but it was interesting. And it was well attended. There were a lot of comments, good, bad, and otherwise. So we'll see what comes up with a finale. Logan, anything further for you?
Gary and I met to go over the cannabis ordinance and something we feel pretty good about, and Dave's gonna talk about it tonight.
Okay,
We have 3 proposed ordinances. One is a change to the zoning ordinance. That will require Dan to be back here and then set up a meeting for the planning commission, which would then look at all that, hold a public hearing, and then make a recommendation to the town board. The other 2 ordinances, one is for a registration process for cannabis, and the other would be a cannabis use in the township. Those 2 are ready to be posted and could be, if the board approves those or kind of agrees to put those on the docket, then those would begin to be posted both here at the township and online, and then would be considered for adoption at the next meeting. So that would be the 5th, I think.
So that could be done without a public hearing?
The statutory process for those ordinances is different. And again, it's all set up by the statute. The zoning ordinance is very particular. It requires publication before you hold a hearing.
Okay.
And then an actual public hearing. The other 2 ordinances don't require a public hearing, but do require posting. I'll work with Tiffany on that. And then the other 2 ordinances become effective upon publication. So if they are approved at the February 5th meeting, then they would be published in the next week. So whatever day that publication, Jana, is that usually a Tuesday or Wednesday or
Friday.
a Friday?
That's the publication date. You need to get us the paperwork by Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, so we would have this available Thursday night, so
Yeah.
it'd be available. So the publication date for that would be, the
7th or 8th.
yeah, a week later.
Yeah.
So, and that becomes the effective date of the ordinance. So, and it's okay to have those ordinances in place as we also proceed forward with the zoning ordinance. So that we'll just have to kind of work through those.
it's a process.
Yep.
All right.
And Logan and Gary have both looked at the ordinances. We prepared them back in November. They're specific to the township. And I don't think there were any changes. But if there are changes or discussion, obviously that would happen at the meeting on the 5th. And then any adjustments could be made really in kind of almost immediately, so that those could be published and then, and put out there right away. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I think what would be required tonight is a motion to put those or to post those 2 ordinances, the registration and the use ordinance, to post those for consideration at the next meeting.
Can we do that in one motion or do we want two motions?
You can do it in one. It's, they're together, so.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, do you need the numbers or anything, or
I
just?
don't think I have numbers on these yet,
I don't see them
because
there.
I think I wasn't sure what the next number was on there.
We'll just refer to it as
No,
as their
Upcoming.
titles. Okay,
correct.
I would certainly second that.
okay, we have a motion by Logan. That was official, and second by Gary. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And so Tiffany, you would need to post those?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go.
Logan, was there anything else on your,
Nope, that's all I got.
Tiffany, anything in your corner?
Just working on catching up on things still. Leah's been a big help with getting through those reconciliations, so we're making good progress there. And, you know, getting through tax filing, I did get the W-2s ready, so if you guys have W-2s that you can grab. And, yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Well, that sounds like a lot. Mr. Pritchett, what do you have for us?
Nothing other than what we're just talking about, so.
All right, so then our next meeting will be June 5th. June? Oh, whoa, where did I go? I'm in a dreamland.
It's gonna
All
be
right.
a-
February
It'll be a
5th.
big break.
Yeah,
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
all right. Motion by Nathan. Quit laughing and second the motion.
I second it.
Oh, you did, okay.
We got a second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried.
It's not the first time.
That's for sure.
Can I get a copy of the
Hello, hello.
cannabis?
Or
I'll give you mine.
Okay.